This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard live in downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Very busy 3-hour program lined up today. Plenty on the Super Bowl. Paulie, one of your favorite props, the highest you've ever seen a price. We'll get into that coming up in about 15 minutes. Richie Bacchalieri on college basketball in 30 minutes. Longtime Las Vegas odds maker. Jeff Seeley on AT&T Pebble Beach coming up in an hour, and Derek Stevens. A lot to get into with him. Early action on the Super Bowl, and what was it like as a fellow casino owner to host the President of the United States over the weekend? I can't wait to have that conversation with him. I'm still blown away that the Secret Service came in to our Saturday morning programming and said, get out. You guys got to leave.
I'm stunned, too.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's a little bit later on in the show. And NFL here in a minute as well. How about how crazy college basketball was last night to begin?
3-day run of horrific beats.
First of all, I'm not going to complain again this week, guaranteed. If I do, you can tackle me outside the studio, Paulie, and hurt one of my legs. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I got the P-Ryan prop to come in on the last play of the game, which was a miracle. And last night I had the over on Iowa State and Arizona. No business coming in. Absolutely none.
When you were out, I said, everyone wants to talk about bad beats. How about your lucky wins?
For sure.
Because everyone forgets about them. Doesn't factor in, right?
Yeah.
So you had the P-Ryan, and then you had that. So all for Iowa State and under becomes Arizona and over. It's just, that is sick. I wonder how many times, if you said, hey, love, I'll give you $20,000 if you can do it again, how many times it would take him to make it? I'm not even saying the player's out there. Just by himself in a gym.
Give him 10 chances.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20?
Who knows? That's a tough shot.
So this angle now, and I know with March around the corner, right, we're going to be screaming, holy hell, how did you not follow and you're up by 3? I had the conversation 35 minutes ago with somebody that said they should have followed. To me, I think you tip your cap.
Yeah,
don't you?
Yeah, not that situation.
There's 2 seconds left. If he hits it, you're like, okay, that's a miraculous shot. We're going to go to overtime.
Yeah, and you feel like a horse's ass if you foul him. Or he pulls a Chris Paul and he anticipates it coming, and there's a pardon jabroni type thing as well. Just make your free throw. How about that? You make your free throw, you go up 4. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yep. This is the way Love's, 55-footer, sounded last night on ESPN.
I'm almost wishing he'd missed this. Okay, now watch.
Makes it.
Yep.
What do you want Iowa State to do?
Yeah, Iowa State just cannot give up the three-point line.
Del Orso.
It's got to go down the court.
3-point game.
Too far.
Here's Love for the tie.
How many times when you need that shot to go in like I did last night does it actually go in?
I know. Oh, the crowd's great.
It never happens.
Oh,
they're storming the court already.
Yep.
And I know plenty of people, by the way, who waited until, because Arizona went off as the favorite, by the way, and I know plenty of people who had Iowa State plus the points or Iowa State on the money line. And you just got to be completely sick to your stomach after watching that game last night.
Yep. Another bad first half, though.
Yeah.
They have to get that straightened out.
I know it.
But that's a killer if you had them. But if you were involved with the total or the side, that's ridiculous. The guy hits a shot beyond half court to beat you. My God.
Okay, so have you added more Super Bowl props to your portfolio already here?
Yeah, there's some good stuff now coming out. And they're adding stuff every day. So receptions by Kansas City players is 8.5. It was 8 Sunday. Noah Gray did not have a catch. So you want to think now, is there more creativity? Will more guys be added to the game plan? Will there be more options for him? I certainly think Gray's going to have a catch. So I would say over 8.5. Philadelphia's 5.5, by the way.
Is P. Ryan going to have a catch?
I think he will, yeah. Yeah. That was
Come on.
No, I know. But also goes back to game flow and how it works out as well. 2.5 pass attempts is already up there. Plus money, players to attempt to pass. Will a quarterback catch a pass is 14-1. You know, we have what happened with the Philly special. Brady should have had it. The bad throw by Amendola against same game. Both guys could have caught a pass, right? And Fat Man touchdown is 14-1 as well. This also is gaining more steam. Samich had a winner. Correct. Great breakdown Friday about Worthy. And Worthy is as high as 5.5 and as low as 4.5 for his rushing yard prop. And you go back and look at the game log, and he had 2 for 16 Sunday. He did have a carry against Houston, but it lost yardage. But I'm with Samich. I'm very confident Worthy's going to have a carry and a rushing attempt in the Super Bowl. Can he get to 5 yards? And he might have 2, but his game log's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
They give him the ball almost every game. And now you just see it's been like the last 8 games. And I would say, yes, he's going to get an attempt, maybe 2, and he should be able to get at least a 5-yard carry.
Yeah, so after Samich's breakdown on the show on Friday, again, I said on the air, I'm like, I need to find some Worthy alt numbers. And those all would have come in up to 15 yards. I couldn't find any alt numbers. But that was one of the first props I was going to look for in this game based on his excellent breakdown. And it opened up on Sunday night around 6.5. Other books then posted 4.5. 6.5 might be kind of getting up there a little bit high, but 4.5 I think was still very bettable. And so I bet that yesterday, actually, on Worthy to go over.
Yeah, good job.
My guess is books now for the Super Bowl will, in fact, post like alternate numbers for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I would like to bet just will he have a carry or go over 1.5 carries.
Yeah.
Rushing attempts.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll be able to find that.
Mm-hmm. And the other one, too, we mentioned, I haven't seen this in Nevada yet, but the MVP from the losing team globally is 25-1. And we got a couple good emails and tweets on this saying they don't think it's that far-fetched. That it's like a 20-17 game. Mahomes has 160, 170 yards, maybe an interception. Butker has the game winner. And in the loss, Barkley has 170 and 2 scores. That's not crazy, the more you think about it. But
then you also have to get to the point of remembering human beings are voting on this. And are they capable, would enough people with that vote be willing to actually give it to a player on the losing team?
Right. And LeBron James against Golden State, too.
2015.
LeBron James should have won the MVP.
I totally
even
agree.
Though they lost the series. They gave it to the guy who was guarding him for a lot of the games. And you see what he averaged. But that was Iguodala was 100-1. But I understand it makes sense. I could see it because I don't think anyone can contain Barkley. So if he could go for 175, 2 scores, and they lose by 3, and Mahomes is below average, especially with some turnovers, definitely in play. Definitely 170 yards.
Yeah, that scenario
an interception
exists, right?
For Mahomes is in play with this nasty defense.
Yeah, that path. I mean, look at the Chiefs' Houston game from 2 weeks back.
That's right.
They had a totally different game plan than they did against the Bills, and it might be different against the Eagles again. And that's the way they are and how they operate, what they do. Right? They win these one-score games, 17 in a row. Never going to happen again, probably in our lifetime. And if they win another low-scoring game, would anybody be like stunned if it would be 17-14 or 20-17? I would not be. But then I also could see the scenario where the one player who shines for Philadelphia would be Barkley in the loss. I'll have a breakdown a little bit later on in the program.
Right.
But I'm not going to call it the best running back season ever that we're watching with Saquon Barkley. But he's got a chance. He's got a real good chance to be stone cold locked into like top 2, top 3 best running back seasons of all time. That's coming up a little bit later on in the show.
Were you a little surprised with what Pereira said regarding the chip in the ball yesterday?
Yeah, I was.
And that kicker, I don't care if the kickers revolt, but what he used an example that they tried it in another league, and it messed with the kickers, so they revolted. And then other people are just saying, with the excuses, stop with the excuses and get it right and get the technology because it's not hard, and we'll hear from something coming up. But you already been doing this, and it's already in place. So not only could you be solving this issue, by the way, highest rated AFC championship game in history.
I believe it.
And it came down to that huge play where the guy comes in, first down. I have it. Oh, overruled. How did that happen? This guy comes in, I have a first down, and the other guy has a different spot, right? And then you see he gets to the 40-yard line, but still no first down. But they tested this last year with optical tracking and developed by Hawkeye. They use optical tracking by high-resolution cameras to determine the position of the ball. Get out of my life, chain gang, and using the human eye. And it should be replaced immediately. For the people with the excuses to come back and say, well, in soccer, I know they get it right, but it's round. And in tennis, they get it right and have incredible technology, but the ball's round. I mean, but also, you would solve this crap right away. And the camera-based system also could be used. Where does the ball go out of bounds on a punt? Was the lateral forward or backward? Was the quarterback over the line of scrimmage? And is the quarterback in the pocket when regarding to intentional grounding?
Yeah, why would we not want all of that stuff corrected?
I know.
The technology, I'm convinced the technology exists. It's 2025. We have smart people in this world that could come up with something. And by the way, if it affected the ball in the other league, they can come up with something that's lighter. That would not be a problem to punters or kickers. And also the people who are saying, well, you can't tell if the leg is down, it's a scrum, you don't know if the elbow's going to touch. But at least the chip in the ball will indicate by a light going off or some sort of noise being made that they can tell the ball, did it cross that line, right, in order to be the first down.
Right.
It's going to be able to tell you one way or another if Josh Allen crossed the first down marker. And then you can determine whether or not legs were down, knees were down, wrists, whatever. But that's the key part, because you can't have referees coming in from the bottom and the top of the screen. One guy's off by a yard. The other guy's like has it a first down. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, then it's a tug of war, and then it's just whoever wins out.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. The guy who had the original spot, bam, coming first down, he gets overruled somehow.
And then no chain gang.
Yeah.
Again, how dumb is the chain gang?
Asinine. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, now live 24/7, Sirius XM Channel 158. Whether you're at home, on the road, or on the go, there's more ways to tune in than ever to VSiN. VSiN.com, VSiN Watch app, YouTube TV, iHeartRadio, Fire TV, Roku, and now Sirius XM. Great to be back. Tell your friends.
You're going to hear more on that from Mike Florio coming up next. And Paulie has been betting this prop for at least 10 years. It's the highest juice he's ever seen.
Those were wild times. Betting squares for the big game has come a long way.
Now with the Circa Sports app, you can select your Circa squares right at your fingertips.
Everyone's played traditional squares at a big game watch party. Here at Circa Sports, we do it a whole lot better.
Select your own squares and as many as you want.
$1 minimum bet and a $100,000 maximum payout.
And best of all, no more arguing over the squares.
Circa Squares brought to you by Circa Sports, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next, a numbers game, a little bit of everything. JVT, our senior NBA analyst, Jonathan Montobel, both on the association, and Super Bowl 59, how he sees it going down in New Orleans. Matty Cox on college basketball, he from three-man weave. Paul Carr on a heater with some Champions League and Premier League. Also Jonathan Davis on the NHL, and Jason Weingart with all his bets from under a cloud of smoke. It's a numbers game covering the sports betting landscape right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
You're going to expand on this prop that you've been betting for a good 10 years now, and it's the highest juice you've ever seen. And I'll tell you a way that you can maybe parlay that with some other stuff leading into the Super Bowl, because you have a good 2 weeks to do this now. And I've done that before with Super Bowls in the past, parlaying like the favorite on the money line, other games that are going on, and you just got to wait a couple of weeks. And if you're hitting your games leading into it, then you can have a lot of money built up that you can have a chance to win at that point come Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, indeed. So Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, is fired up as well about this topic, about you have the technology, use it, fast-track it. Come on, it's $1 billion operation. Not saying they still would have won the game, but Buffalo had an excellent chance to win. They had the first down, and we're going human eye, chain gang. What are we doing here? Artifacts and relics. This is Mike Florio earlier today with Rich on the Rich Eisen Show about they must embrace technology and fast-track this and get it right.
But if the Bills had finished that drive when they were holding a 22-21 lead, they get the touchdown. Let's say they go for 2 and make it a 2-score game, which I think Sean McDermott would have been tempted to do, because you got to kill the beast decisively. You can't just nick it, and he's learned that the hard way in the past. That play exposes so many flaws with the way the NFL does things by way of measurement for a first down. They're still using the same technology, i.e. none at all, that was put in place in 1921 after they had the meeting at the Hupmobile dealership when they decided 2 sticks, 10 yards of chain link, and the bare, naked human eye, augmented by this weird mating ritual that happens when the 2 officials on opposing sides of the field, the line of scrimmage, on a short yardage play, each guy picks his spot, and then they move toward each other, and one of them defers to the other. One becomes the alpha, one becomes the beta. And in this case, if the guy, and it's Jeff Seaman who was on the far side of the field, if Patrick Holt, the guy who had the spot that was short, had deferred to Seaman, who had the spot that was first down, if it had just flipped, they get a first down there. That's as simple and basic as these decisions are made, devoid of any technology. And I think we all, every stakeholder in the game of football, fans, media, everyone needs to say, no excuses. No, well, this won't work because of this. This won't work because of that. We need more time. It should have happened already. There needs to be a fully digital embrace that tells them where the ball is when it's in the middle of a scrum like that. No more human eye. Let's go digital and let's know where the ball is. It needs to happen. The stakes are too high. The money is too significant. The gambling is too prevalent to not do it. I was going to say yesterday, but 2 days ago. It needed to be in place for that play.
Great job.
Well said.
Good job. Mike Florio with Rich Eisen. And as he said later in that interview, it was in the Wall Street Journal piece that they've already tested this, and they had the optical tracking, and it's, won't fast track it. And then good point about the gambling there, too.
I'm glad he threw that part in.
Sure.
How many, we're talking about just millions upon millions of dollars, more than that probably, on a game like that. It was the highest watched AFC title game of all time. So, Paul, nationwide illegal sports books, what's the number overall that was bet on that game they handle in all the legal states?
Mm-hmm.
You could tell me 1.1 billion, and I'd be like, okay, that sounds believable to me.
Well, it just goes back to you want to get the call right. If you keep saying you want to get it right, then everything should be reviewable, and then you need to have this embrace technology and put this in. But the other thing, not only do you solve that problem, but as I said earlier, you have the lateral, the punt on a bounce, the over the line of scrimmage, quarterback in the pocket taken care of too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get 6 things right there.
Yep.
Because some of these guys are buffoons and too old. And there's too much on their plate as well.
The stubbornness here is off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, you think it's bad that the Rose Bowl holds the bowl games hostage.
That's right.
That has nothing on what the NFL refuses to embrace.
Yeah.
Tweets coming in at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard from Evan. Also in the Prim, they have had goal line technology to see if the ball is over the line for a goal. Signal is sent to the ref via smartwatch. They've been doing it for years.
I know, yes.
It's not difficult.
I know, it's great. But they say it's because the ball's round. And it's easy in tennis and soccer. Again, stop with the excuses. You're $1 billion frickin' industry. Do it.
Refuse to believe that, Paul.
Yes, you're right good point about being stubborn. And
Brian.
I like your analogy to the Rose Bowl. No, the game's got to start at 2 o'clock, so the sun sets at the end of the third quarter, and we hold up the Sugar Bowl, and it gets over at midnight.
Yeah, Brian on X. If they had chips in the ball on both ends, the computers today are advanced enough to use the orientation to create a 3D model of the ball to determine where it was. No question. The only issue would be if the runner is down and if they don't know the exact moment. But they have enough cameras in the building to sync it up and to tell you the knee's down, ball's not over at that point, not a first down.
Yeah.
It's all there. And then it goes back to earlier in the playoffs, too. Oh, we have the overhead view for people watching at home, but referees are not allowed to use it.
Yes.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, the kickoff return.
Yes.
Yeah, great job. Good point. Ridiculous.
It's
right?
baffling.
How do you not have that look? Unbelievable.
Okay, so the prop that you've been betting for a good decade now is the yes-no on the defensive or special teams touchdown. You prefer the no. You like the parlay with other games that are going on, but this is the last one that we have.
Yeah, I also used to straight bet it, though, too, and I'll tell you why I stopped straight betting it. Because for years it used to be 240 or at tops 260, risking 260 to win 100. And that was globally and Bet365, and you know, our buddy Ben would do this stuff, too, and they would even let you parlay a couple games. And then I talked to Jeff Davis, who's a trader here at Circa, because they used to put it up on the big games, and they would I go, why are you at $3? Why are you $3.20 when offshore is $2.20, $2.40? He goes, their algorithm's off. It's mispriced, what they do. And I always thought there was a big edge because they would tie it in based on the number to the total in the game.
Yeah.
Which you wanted a great offense with a quarterback who didn't turn it over with bad defense who didn't force turnovers, and he didn't see a lot of punts, and you expected fireworks. Kind of like Goff against the Saints, that beautiful scenario when it was Brady against Mahomes and Goff against Breeze in the 2 title games. So then there was a 360 on the Charger-Texan game here. And then DraftKings opened 450 on it now.
On the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 450 to win $100.
Wow. Okay.
So now I know Philly hasn't turned it over in the playoffs. Kansas City has 1 turnover in the last 9 games, and it's 2 quarterbacks who take care of the ball, even though 2 years ago we had a defensive touchdown. But now I just think it's how do you go from 220 or 240 to now $3 routinely. Even we saw 360s in several playoff games this year, and now we're at 450 for the Super Bowl.
It's probably never going to go back to like the 220 range.
No.
Especially in spots like this.
Yeah, it's not like it's easy. I mean, you see it happen all the time. I follow it, I track it, and it's just, fumble, scoop and score. Pick 6, wouldn't you know it? You know, weird stuff happens.
Right, so if it was 220 still, you'd be betting, that'd be your biggest bet on the Super Bowl would be that on the no.
Right.
But now it's 450.
Yeah. And I loved it in the AFC game Sunday. It was $3.20. But it's like Allen and Mahomes take care of the ball. It's not.
Yeah.
Just got. And here we got a dome game where you should see touchbacks. Right. I don't think you'll see a lot of punts.
Okay. So I like money line parlays. I don't do them. I don't do them every day. I don't do them all the time. But I like doing them. Here's an idea for you then. If you want to lock that bet in for the next 10, 12 days with other bets that we have, how about this? In the NBA, the Wizards are 6-39. Here's the breakdown by month. They played 4 games in October. They won 2 of them. Both were against Atlanta.
Ooh.
They lost all 14 games in November.
Ooh.
They proceeded to go 3-9 in December. January, they beat Chicago on New Year's Day. They've lost 14 straight this month since that day. And they got waxed again recently.
Uh-huh.
They play the Raptors tomorrow night. They're 7.5-point dog.
Okay.
They play the Lakers after that. There'll be a huge dog in that game. You could just parlay the no. If you like it that much, here's an example of what you could do. You could parlay that with whoever is playing Washington. They are, my God almighty, they're on track to be like one of the worst teams in the history of the NBA. They don't care about winning this year.
And they want flag.
They want flag.
Yes.
Yes. It's abundantly clear.
Uh-huh.
They are running away with the title of worst team in the NBA this season.
Yeah, because also, to your point, though, even though it looks good, and we even saw Tom Brady throw a pick 6 in a Super Bowl. What if you lose? Oh, boy, you're down 4.5 units.
I know. I'm just saying.
That really stings.
Well, I'll give you an example. The Chiefs-Rams game, was it played in Mexico? or did they move that game? I can't remember.
Okay, yeah,
remember,
right.
You were betting the in-play total over 100.
Yeah, I bet over 102.5 in the game.
It was like 54-51.
I think there were 2 or 3 defensive touchdowns.
I think they had 3 defensive touchdowns in that game.
Yes.
But that was Mahomes and Goff and 2 unbelievable. So that kind of thing can happen.
Yeah, I know. But it's just from 220 to 450.
That escalated.
From 220 to 360. Yeah, I know. In sports betting and trading, understanding probability, the ultimate game changer. Unlock the secrets of high probability trading with Todd Bubba Horowitz, former floor trader and seasoned sports bettor. 45 years of experience. Visit BubbaTrading.com/VSiN today. Promo code VSiN500 to save $500. Sharpen your strategy, gain the edge in your trading game. BubbaTrading.com/VSiN, promo code VSiN500.
By the way, great tweet here from Deepak48. Thanks for the reminder. Kickers use different balls anyway.
Okay, true. Yeah.
The K-ball.
Yeah.
Yes. Screw kickers.
Yeah, you're right. Let them revolt.
College basketball up next. Longtime Vegas odds maker, sports gambling Hall of Famer Richie Bacchalieri will get his rankings at the top 10. What he has in his power ratings coming up next.
And they're off.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll hit college basketball here. Love our next guest. Richie Bacchalieri joins the desk. Longtime Vegas odds maker. Sports gambling Hall of Famer as well. He's here at Circa Sports. Good to see you again, pal. How are you?
Guys, what's going on? It's great to be on with you guys. I miss you in the morning, though. You know, I used to listen in the morning on the computer. You guys went back on Sirius Radio now?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm back on because, you know, that iHeart stuff, I don't know nothing about that.
All right. You wake up at 2 a.m.
2:30.
2:30.
2:30. This morning was 4:30, so I got a little more fire in me than last time I was on.
So our show, you for a long time, used to be right in your wheelhouse then.
Used to listen to you and used to listen to the Rain song. Both of those. Zeppelin. Rain song's like huge over anything Metallica ever did. But that's another.
You had to sneak that in there, didn't you?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Hall of Famers.
Hey, before we get into tonight's...
Hall of Shamer.
We were talking about history here with you, going back. You've been in this racket for a long, long time.
Yeah.
You were at Caesars in the mid-90s. What? And you guys could not book the NBA or the NHL?
Yeah, the ownership group of the casino, IT&T, whatever, they own the Garden. So we couldn't book any Knicks, any Rangers, no either sport.
What'd you guys do?
Well, it was rough. I mean, everybody wants to put the parlays in with the football and the hoops, but during the summer we did go to a nickel baseball line, and man, that generated a ton of business. I mean, it was busy all day long, and this was before mobile, so everybody had to come in.
Uh-huh.
So man, they all came in all day, just firing away. I mean, scalping, amazing.
Yeah, and you're also at the Palms when the Maloofs owned it, so you could not bet Kings games. So think about that. They're playing in the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers, who they're like, before we had pro teams, the Lakers were the nuts here in Las Vegas. Everybody loved them. You couldn't take any action there.
Yeah, I know. That was brutal. That's a Horry three-pointer, right? I got bad memory on that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we couldn't take the Kings, but it was better than not taking the whole NBA. But
true. Yes. So
good stuff.
You at Iowa State last night? Condolences.
Of course, Iowa State. You know, in game, I bought 3 early, and then I was watching a little bit of the game. But you know, the in game, you can't really pay attention to what you're seeing on TV because all the lines are, they're a minute ahead of what you're watching. But I said, Iowa State probably can hang around. So I started playing some in game when they went down. They were down 4 or 5, and they're giving you 5-2. So I was playing it, decent over and over and finding spots and praying because, when you make a bet on the dog like that, you're just hoping they make a basket to cut it. Maybe you could, scalp it back. So I go to bed, 3-4 minutes to go, and I got a decent position. And I wake up at 2 in the morning, see they lose by 9 in overtime. But when I looked this morning, it's the first thing I seen. The kid hits a 90-footer or a 60-footer after he misses a free throw, because now I go to the play-by-play. I want to see the play-by-play on ESPN just to really give it to myself. Torture. Maximum torture. That's what we deserve. Degenerates like you deserve it too. But yeah, lose another bet. Would have been a good day. But
damn, condolences. What fee do they have? Because in basketball, it's the biggest.
Oh, they'll be ahead by
3-4 possessions. You're behind. You're watching the game, and then you're looking at the in-play number. It's like, my God, I'm 3-4 possessions behind.
Yeah, it's unfair. That's why Circa. Circa books it during the commercials when everything's on the square, and you can't knock that. That's a good thing. Everybody's playing. The game stopped. Here's the line. Go ahead and bet it. No delays. No one's getting screwed. But they catch a little bit of a rap because people want to bet continuous, and they don't care they're getting screwed.
Sure.
So, but yeah.
Okay, where do you have Iowa State then in your top 10, and what does your top 10 rated teams look like anyway?
Well, I didn't actually do a top 10 out of my ratings, but I put together some teams. But this is the same crap you see on the top 25. I mean, Auburn's probably clearly the best team in the country. I don't think that's disputed.
Clear ahead of Duke?
I got them about 1.5 points better than Duke. Duke and Houston. I got Iowa State starting to climb up there. I mean, I made Arizona 1 last night. Taking 3 was really, buying 3 was no bargain. I don't think I really, got anything. But they're up there. Florida, Tennessee, Kansas. Purdue's playing real good.
Yeah, sure.
Alabama, of course. That's the top 10. But I know you wanted the bottom 10. You wanted the trash.
Okay.
You bring me on here for the trash. That's what you guys
do you have the trash
ready?
I
got the trash.
Throw it
I
out
love
then.
betting the trash.
What do you got?
You look at a team like Houston Baptist. I guess they changed their name to Houston
Christian,
whatever.
I think.
Yeah, whatever. They changed their names. I didn't change their name. They changed.
They've been good at covering numbers this year.
Covering numbers, but they're trash. But they're covering. I had them last night, getting points. They went outright. But when it comes to trash, there ain't nobody better than Mississippi Valley State. I mean, they're the bottom of the barrel. I got them rated on my ratings at about an 18. Now, they got the money last night at home. Once again, the line was about 21, 20, 22, 22 and a half. Come 21. Didn't read about it yet, but I've been playing them because the more trashy you are, the better I like you. That's why I like you, Paul, because you are trash to the max. So I love you.
Love you too.
You look at Chicago State, but they got kids out. I've been riding Pine Bluff. I've been picking spots with Pine Bluff because they just got a kid in. I love saying his name, Dr. Bradley. His name is Dr. Bradley. He's played 5 games, come from the Big West a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what school. Played a little New Mexico State. May have had a little sexual assault problem in the last year or two, but they all do. And they picked him up recently. And in 5 or 6 games, he's averaging like 28 a game.
Wow, jeez.
I mean, he came out of the hopper first 2 games. He scored like 65 points. Picking some spots with him. I had a play on him. I took 6 on a game with them on the road. Loved the side. The kid goes 7 for 25 from the free throw line.
What?
7 for 25. I ain't never seen that before. I sent the text right away to my guy, Nicky, up in the book. I said, you ever hear of this before? And he says, never. So I get all the firsts. So, but I've been riding them. Coppin State, Canisius is very down. New Hampshire, Green Bay, isn't that guy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't. He's a radio show guy.
Yeah, that's right.
See, you could coach.
Yeah,
I'm
no
going
doubt.
to let you go to community college.
Play a boxing one.
I love the boxing one.
Love it. Majerus used to do it. I know. Boy, you look at this with the notes, though. This is how you do it? Alan Boston with the notebook and everything.
Boston's the best. He taught me well, but I've been doing this possibly before Boston.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think since the late 80s. I know you like this stuff.
Can you show that to the camera, by the way? This is absolutely bonkers.
I know you guys love it. So, I keep all the ratings by hand. And it looks like something out of one of the serial killer movies. The guy
It does.
really small.
My analogy is Kevin Spacey in 7.
This is, when you look at this is all the teams and the ratings, and I make the notes and start the season off.
God, you got 100 pages here probably filled with...
30 conferences, 30 pages, and I squeeze it all in.
You cut your fingertips off?
No, okay. I bite them.
You bite them off instead?
I play guitar, like Hammett. Like
yeah,
boy.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Do you like any trash tonight?
Well, there's no trash tonight.
There's no trash at all.
Tuesdays, there's no none of the small conferences.
Let me ask you about St. John's.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good they are, but I just think they keep winning because Patino puts the fear in God of them. If they lose, they've won 3 times after trailing by 15 points, and they blew the Baylor game. They blew another game. They're laying 4 against Georgetown. After this, there's some tough games coming up. What do you think of St. John's? Some 5s now.
I jumped on the +5 last night. Probably a mistake, but I took a right at it about it. I made the game 2.5. The first game was 11 down to 9.5. So the 2.5, the 5 felt about right. But that first game I only had 7, and the dog was up. That was one of the games they were up 15,
up 10.5. Yeah,
I think Sauber or Epps might have been either hurt or out that game. Well, look, this team is playing with those 2 guys. They're playing like a 6-man rotation. They play tremendous defense. They held St. John's, I think, to second lowest point total, and I expect another kind of close kind of game tonight, and I took the 5. But meanwhile, it got bet back up. It was down as low as 3.5, and got bet back up.
All right. Is Gonzaga laying too many points tonight? They lost to Oregon State already.
They lost to them in overtime, but it's a game that was 9 on the road. So when you flip it around, now they're playing at home. The game figured to be 15. I don't lay too many any favorites. It's probably a mistake, but I did lay the 13 in the spot. They beat Portland by 100 after their 2 losses in a row. I think they're going to keep it up, and they're looking for some payback, but it ain't no bargain,
I think people are going to look at the Kentucky-Tennessee line tonight and say, wow, Kentucky's catching that many points. Keep in mind they're without, 2 guys tonight?
Well, I think
Butler and Carr.
Well, Carr, I haven't seen that he's officially out.
He's questionable, and he was leaning towards probably not going.
He didn't play Saturday, and it hurts. But once again, with the kids out, I only made it like 10.5. I almost laid 9.5, but I got plenty of bets, and I make a lot of bets. And
you're a volume bettor.
I'm a loser. The volume bettor is the definition of a loser. Well, I get the best of it, but getting the best of the price, that don't really mean much unless you're winning them.
Where's Marquette in your ratings? And they're laying 7 at Butler.
Well, they'd be getting about 6.5 neutral to Auburn. 6 neutral.
All right.
I mean,
quickly here, we got 25 seconds left. Can you rattle off 2 or 3 bets that you like tonight?
Well, St. John's, as long as it's 5.5, 5, it's definitely a take. We were looking at the Oklahoma game. That's the reverse. A&M was laying. They were getting 2 at home, and now they're laying 8.5 on the road. So it's too much. The home courts ain't worth that much. If A&M would have lost to Texas, they were leading the whole game. If they would have won, I think the spot would have been better for them.
Good to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Stevie to Pencil.
Those were wild times. Betting squares for the big game has come a long way.
Now with the Circa Sports app, you can select your Circa squares right at your fingertips.
Everyone's played traditional squares at a big game watch party. Here at Circa Sports, we do it a whole lot better.
Select your own squares and as many as you want.
A $1 minimum bet and a $100,000 maximum payout.
And best of all, no more arguing over the squares.
Circa Squares brought to you by Circa Sports, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips.
You spoke, we listened. Introducing the all-new VSiN Watch app. Now, you can watch and listen to VSiN expert analysis live wherever you are. Missed a show? No problem. Catch replays of VSiN's full lineup at any time. View highlights sorted by sport. Or use the search feature to find specific teams and topics you're looking for. And the best part? It's free for a limited time. Download the VSiN Watch app today. Available now on the App Store and Google Play. And join us on the Sports Betting Network. last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Rockets money line 2-1. Like the NFL and NBA people, stop with the excuses with the Celtics. Well, they're bored, but maybe they're not that good.
Maybe they take too many threes.
That too, because every time Tatum goes to the basket, it seems to me he scores. But the Rockets are a great story, and the Celtics lose again. And the Bulls, good luck figuring them out. Plus 330. Came back to pound the Nuggets.
Oh, that's a really bad loss for Denver.
No doubt. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Get to lose some in a second. Lakers over 218 to 223, fell 219. Kings Nets over 223 to 228, lose some 110.96. Nuggets from 7.5 to 9.5, no good. Bucks over 233.5 to 239.5, fell 235. Clippers +1 to the favorite, over 222.5 to 225, 111-109. Phoenix, they have won 8 of 10. They are 3-0 against the Clippers this year. Some lose some videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Thanks to the people who sent this in. Jordan did this, my son, when he was a puppy. Went out to use the bathroom, and I came down. I go, what's taking him so long? And I look, and he's on the kitchen table, and he's got his face in the ruffles.
He was up on your kitchen table?
Yes. He jumped on the chair and then jumped on the table. And look at this guy. I turned my head for 2 seconds. He's got his face in a bag of Cheetos. Oh, what a move here.
Buried deep.
Yep.
In that bag of Cheetos.
And the little guy doesn't care. He just puts his face right in there, and the Cheetos were left on the counter, and that man, he's not stopping.
Oh, give me the
no.
whole bag, yeah.
No, he's not stopping. That is excellent. Oh, man, look at the puppy. Put his face right in there. Incredible. We've seen these several times. This is a highlight reel. This is great, where it's French Bulldog. Okay, guys, time to go to the bathroom or go for a walk. Whoa! Are you kidding me? What is it, 20 below? Nope, and they do the U-turn. Every single rep. No, I'm not going out. It's too cold. What, are you kidding me? No, not up in here. Look at this guy. Hey, you go to the bathroom? No. another French Bulldog. No way. No way. Too cold.
This guy here is even scared to death of the idea.
I know, yeah. Having none of it, right? Here's another one. What? Oh, a handstand. And he's shaking, too, with the cold. Excellent. Our guy Ian Duncan sent this in. Look at that one, too. My God. Look at this. Ian Duncan was traveling. Person puts their feet up on the wall. Shoes off. Put the feet right up on the wall. Oh, God. Yeah, make yourself at home. Why not? This behavior on airlines. There's so much of it. Between emotional support this, emotional pet support that. Take my shoes and socks off. I got another doozy tomorrow. Or, like, you're the one you hate. All right, as soon as the plane lands, I'm standing up.
Another one. And they try to run up, several rows to cut in front of people.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening here?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm telling you, I just thought of this now. These people specifically who are like renegades on airlines should be relegated to playing real-life Squid Games.
I like it.
I'd love to see it.
Red light, green light.
For sure.
Damn right. Bad for the books. Incarnate Word. Bacchalieri loves it. The trash. 3.5 up to 7. They got the money. Big movement on Incarnate Word. Maybe Richie was responsible. And the bad beats Iowa State in the under. Love from beyond half court. Becomes Arizona and over. Man, getting ready for big game 59 with a big deal to match. Save $59 off the VSiN Pro annual subscription when you sign up using promo code FTM. Become a VSiN Pro annual subscriber. Bet smarter all year long. Every best bet, every host, every guest. Betting splits, DK and Circa. The dog videos, VSiN.com/subscribe, promo code FTM. Save $59 off the VSiN Pro annual subscription today. VSiN.com/subscribe. I got the Bojangles menu here. Someone left it. And,
well, who do you think that someone was?
Well, Humans didn't give it a ringing endorsement, so I don't know if it was Humans.
Oh, it was Luke. I would have said minus $5 right now on Matt Humans.
Yeah, it's producer Luke. Breakfast every day until 10 p.m. The Bo chicken biscuit, the bacon, egg, and cheese, the steak, the sausage, and the potato rounds. You got the chicken sandwich. You got the tenders. You have the family meal. You have the dirty rice, the mac and cheese, coleslaw, milkshakes, biscuits, and the salads.
Well, you're never going to end up going anyway because that place like 20 minutes from your house now.
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah.
That's good.
Maybe you can get like Uber Eats or something like that. Bring it to your house.
Sure, not far. You can do it. I got it the other day. I couldn't believe it. I got Chick-fil-A. I think I got to my house in like 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it. And also, they have all these TVs in here. And I was looking up. I was stunned. And I don't know if this is up your alley or not, but I knew my Bold and the Beautiful is still on the air.
Okay. Is Days of Our Lives?
I that's where I was going. Because my mom used to watch Young and the Restless, Bold and... Remember Falcon's Crest and Knots Landing and all Dynasty and everything?
For sure.
Got that. They still run this stuff all the time? Like they can't... The Midwest housewives just eat it up. Just give me the Young and the Restless, the Bold and the Beautiful.
It's like a daily thing, right, for an hour long?
Yeah. My mom would watch all of them.
There's like some network that I've been watching lately. They're promoting the daylights out of this new soap opera. Beyond the Gates or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks racy, sexy.
Sure.
You know, if I'm a little bored sometime, I might check it out, see what it looks like.
Yeah, sure.
But no, I used to get in that trap.
Yeah.
Summertime, Days of Our Lives.
Sean is into this. Is your wife with the Desperate Housewives, or what is it? What the famous? What is it? Famous Housewives? Or whatever?
No, the Real Housewives.
Real.
Of
That's
all
it.
these cities.
Real. All the different cities. Atlanta, Beverly Hills.
I blocked that from all of our TVs.
Oh, good for you.
Can't watch any of that stuff.
Well played.
Yeah.
Luke, look that up. How long has Bold and the Beautiful been on the air? I can't believe that.
Oh, what do you make of this? So I haven't checked yet this morning, but last night during all the NBA action, I had to check out like future prices again on divisions.
Good job, my friend.
As the Knicks, I mean, Paul, that was impressive last night. The Grizzlies are good.
Yep.
And the Knicks blasted them last night. It was never a game, and they scored like 140.
Back-to-back games.
Sure. At the same time, the Celtics were losing again at home this time to a very good Houston Rockets team. The Celtics' lead in the Atlantic Division is down to 1 game. That's it. The Knicks have won 4 straight. Now, they have one of the more difficult remaining schedules in the league, Boston. They have one of the easiest schedules. I bet this like a month ago. I grabbed Knicks plus 350, and then they went into a funk, and then it ballooned back up. I grabbed more 6-1 last night. So I don't know what it is. Like, maybe the Celtics are just not as good as they were last year. Maybe they just take way too many threes, and they're going to have a lot of those games where they're going to be, 11 of 50, whatever the numbers might be, and they can't win over, they can't overcome that. Or maybe it's one of those things like it's the Chiefs now. Mm-hmm. They've made deep runs several years in a row. They won it last year, and they're like, regular season doesn't mean much to us. We'll be fine once the postseason gets here.
Well, yeah, when ABC always be closing, always be shopping. If you can find a rogue number on Powell for most improved, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago. He was 7-1. Now he's plus 170. And Udoka, Coach of the Year, what Houston's doing. If you can find a big number, a rogue number on Udoka for Coach of the Year. Now, a nice win last night, but the Cavs had their tailspin. They've been, as Brian Windhorst said, you can't have Ty Jerome and Bang Niang go 15 of 16 from 3 back-to-back games and lose them both. But
that's a great point.
Yeah, but there's certainly issues defensively. I would shop for that. And can you find Houston to win the division at a rogue number? And other some future stuff out there as well, too. If you could take it, so you're right about this because things have changed, and if you fall asleep, there's a lot going on. Super Bowl, and you could put up a bad number
for sure.
Not pay attention.
Houston, they currently have it's a 1-game lead over Memphis, but they're up by 7 games over Dallas, and the Mavericks have had all their star players out. Well, Luka's been out for a long time.
Yeah, right.
So 7 games at this point is going to be, I think, probably too much to overcome. When the writing is on the wall here that the Rockets, currently the 2 seed, they're damn good. They got a ton of guys. Thompson last night had 33 points and 10. He hit the game winner for him. And Brooks
he's been great.
Brooks had 10 threes.
I couldn't believe. I know.
Like, where did that come from?
Everyone thought he was going to China after the Lakers beat him, and he talked trash and then ran away after they got beat.
By the way, so how the Lakers did not cover that game last night, too, was unbelievable.
Right,
I mean,
what a game by Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he had 21 and 10 in the first quarter, 21 and 11 in the first quarter.
What do you have, 42 and 23?
Yeah.
He's calling out Pelinka, too. Make a trade.
So I know because the Hornets, they kept it, they were feisty last night, kept it close. They ended up covering if you had plus 5.5 in the game. So the Lakers stars played a lot of minutes last night. Tonight's a back-to-back. Maxi's like the only guy going for the Sixers. They're without like everybody tonight. There's no Embiid. There's no George. Mm-hmm. There's no Caleb Martin.
Big road trip here for the Lakers continues. Right. Yep. This game you have to win. I know you're bad defensively, but you've been better. but it's right there for you.
Well,
so get strong, keep winning, and give ownership and Pelinka something to think about. That okay, I'll listen to my stars and think we have a chance here and make it.
This just came in during the show. The Kings are opening up talks to trade De'Aaron Fox. People are like on X, like checking during breaks, like, oh my God, what could happen? People are saying like the Spurs. Can the Lakers do something? Fox is awesome.
I know. Only 1 year left on the deal, yeah. Bold and the Beautiful, 1987, Mitch.
Days of Our Lives, when was that? 70s?
Think it goes that far?
That's my guess, yeah.
Whoa, wow.
Indy Jeff Seeley, best bets, Pebble Beach. He loves somebody around 55-1 this week. That's next.
And we're out.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to load funds into my gaming apps.